Hi, today we're getting our fourth installment in the erotic school series, and today we're approaching how do we go about when our partner, especially if we're in heterosexual relationships and the woman in the relationship is too worried to also be turned on or to be in the mood for intimacy. Okay, so not in the mood for sex, maybe in the mood for love. Hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I help you get your orgasmic intimacy. So, I'm going to put the topic on screen and we're going to start diving into it. A woman watches terrifying news and is getting more absorbed into it. Her beloved fiance, husband, wife notices this woman's growing concern about the news and her reduced interest in their intimacy, especially physical. She is getting more tense about it. What would you recommend to our worried fiance or beloved? And I said here that the topic is inspired by a few stories on Threads that I saw last year. Since I was following the death of the Chinese actor Yu Long, it was very tragic. And horrifying news about this man's life and his death came out. And many women, especially those who are mothers, were touched and resonated with the pain of this actor's mother. And some of those women wrote that their husbands did not know how to calm them down. So I took this topic and I said, okay, let's discuss it. Let's bring it up because it can happen in real life also. So here are the options that I put here as solutions. Ask her often how she feels and what she would like for comfort. 3 people out of the total 4 voted for this one, and 1 person voted for book her a session at a spa or at a therapeutic center. The third option was seek other men in similar situations and brainstorm together. And the fourth one was get therapy, go to the gym more, find ways to discharge tension. Okay, so let's start diving into each of these situations. Or actually not situations, solutions that I proposed here. And by the way, there could be others, obviously. I just put the ones that came to my mind. So first of all, the fact that you're one of the people, it could be also the man, not just the woman. If heterosexual relationships, if any kind of relationships, either partner is really worried about what they see on the news or is affected emotionally by something that they witness. And that can easily happen. There's a lot of horrible news coming out today. Wars, abuses done by authorities, people dying, young people dying, and so on. Like, there's a lot of negative stuff on the news, overwhelming. And that can, for some people, take a toll on their libido. Okay? Justifiably so for many people. So, what do we do about it? If we're not in a war zone, obviously, or we're not in a conflict zone, because if we're there, this is not the video for that situation, obviously. So we're looking at people who are not in those places or situations, but they see them and they hear about them and they're overwhelmed. So the first one that I said is ask the partner who is overwhelmed and not in the mood for intimacy, ask often how they feel or what they would like for comfort. This is the first thing that you can obviously do. I mean, some moments they may not know, okay? They may just be too agitated, shaking, whatever, and they may just need a hug. At other times, maybe they need, a hot shower or a hot bath with salt, ideally. Or some comfort food, and only they know what that is. So at different times, they may need different things, or the simple fact that you ask them, how do you feel, may be enough to help them soothe, okay, to help them feel loved, okay? That's the very first thing that I can think of in this situation. The next one that I put here was book that person a session at a spa or at a therapeutic center. Obviously, if this is what they wish, okay? Don't do it as, here, I booked it for you, even if you don't want to, just go there, okay? That's not the way to help anybody. So if they resonate with this, and if they say it themselves when you the first step when you ask them. If they say, I don't know, a massage session at a parlor, a sauna, whatever, okay? Book them if you can. Book them that. So these things also help, okay? Sometimes we need to discharge the tension in our bodies. And physical things can be of a lot of help, okay? We still need to come back into our body. When we're worried, our nervous system is wired up, okay, tense. And therefore, if we keep that for the long run, it can take a toll on our body. The third option that I put here was for the people, the partners now, seek other men in similar situations and brainstorm together. Nobody voted for this. Maybe, I don't know, because they thought that, other men might not know any better. I'm making fun of guys, okay? I'm sorry. So I don't know why people didn't vote for this. Maybe they thought, the other ones were more important and more powerful. However, when none of the above, so ask her more often how she feels and what would comfort her, or book her a session at a spa or at a therapeutic center. So if those, you already did them and they help, but not too much, okay, the third thing that you can do is seek other people online, on forums, on Reddit. I don't know if you know how to use it. I suck at using Reddit, by the way. But wherever you can find support online, support groups, concerned husbands, concerned beloveds, I don't know what to do with my fiance or my beloved, and so on. There might be other videos aside from this one, okay? So seek, other people with whom you can brainstorm about this, okay? Sometimes, even though, let's say, people are not similar, and your beloved might not need what somebody else's beloved might need, but still, that whatever ideas the other person had, maybe they will spark inspiration for you to do something else that your partner, your beloved might like or love, okay? So inspiration or brainstorming is not necessarily, to copy paste, but you never know what ideas you might get just because maybe you're reading into the comment section. I don't know. Usually it's crickets in my comment section. But, in case somebody says here, I was in that place and this is what I did. I don't know. I baked carrot pies. I'm just saying. Or I baked apple pies. Or I just baked apples. Or, I don't know, fruit punch. Or whatever. Okay? I called all her friends over and I told them, okay, have a sleepover. Stuff like that. You can always find ideas from other people or just from this video. Who knows? And the fourth one that I put here on screen was get therapy, go to the gym more, find ways to discharge your tension. This one's from lived experience. I'm in a very rough patch right now because I'm taking care of somebody sick. And there are times when I'm interrupted in my sleep, like 4 or 5 times per night, and I break down. Okay, I gotta say it. I'm not at my best right now overall. So depending on the situation, you too, as the person, not the one with the health challenge or emotional health challenge, but the one next to that person, you too can get affected. So sometimes maybe you need to go to the gym, to go to a spa. Hey, gentlemen, yes, go to a spa yourself. Not a problem. It can always be of help. I don't know, get a hot bath with salt. Whatever, get a massage. You also need to discharge your tension. Okay? Because when you're in the vicinity of somebody who's in a lot of trouble, you too can absorb it, okay? Let's say through osmosis. Not physically or not literally osmosis, I'm figuratively speaking. You absorb, you're affected by the emotions of the people closest to you. We are humans, we are designed to resonate, to connect with others, especially those who are very important to us. So sometimes we can also get affected, and we need to take care of ourselves to the best of our abilities, okay? And we need to give ourselves some grace also when we're not at our best in those. Because sometimes we, as much as we try to help our beloveds, whether it's our pets, whether it's our siblings, whether it's our elders, parents, grandparents, so on, beloveds, whoever, children. Okay, sometimes we're not at our best, and we need to also give ourselves a bit of grace in that situation. Okay, that I cannot really stress this one enough. So, gentlemen, if you're watching this, okay, or anybody, okay, anybody taking care of somebody else, not necessarily an intimate partner, so I generalize now. I know that you too can get affected, so you need to also take care of yourself, okay? And maybe sometimes you also need if there's nobody to ask you how you feel and what would help you soothe. I know it sounds lame, but maybe ask yourself, how do I feel now? Just voicing out that I'm angry, that I'm, I don't know, tired, exhausted, scared, worried, out of ideas, clueless, whatever. That I'm disappointed in myself. I actually had to do that these days. Yeah. So before you get to the beautiful intimacy, when there's something close to you that is really, really intense, or in the society at large, and there's a lot going on right now, a lot of negative stuff in a lot of places on the planet, then yeah, it's going to affect you, and it's only human that it affects you. It's also human to say, I don't know what I can do here. And maybe I can seek help. Maybe somebody else's story may inspire me. Maybe somebody else's video might give me ideas. Maybe I need to make myself some, bake myself some apples or some pumpkin pie or whatever you like to eat, or some fruit punch, or don't go to heavy alcohols, okay? Please don't do that. Those are not going to help you in really nasty situations. I'd rather say go for that very hot bath with salt for your beloved or for yourself, or together. Do things that just don't go to the usual vices. Please believe me, though I'm not into vices, except swearing or cussing, that's what you say. So I'm not into them, but I do know that they make the situations worse. Okay, you sink deeper, you're not able to help yourself or the person next to you, or the situation at large. Okay, so that's my take for today. I also want to tell you, by the way, in my Patreon, I uploaded a material, What Do You Bring to the Bed? That one's also very important, okay? So sometimes in situations like these that we're discussing here, where there's something really tense and really challenging and you don't know how to get to the bottom of it, sometimes listing all the skills that you bring for intimacy might inspire you not to force the other person or yourself to get intimate, but just they might inspire you also to get more relaxed and just calm down a bit. Okay, some of those things that are beautiful for intimacy, they might be a beautiful resource for tense situations also. Never underestimate the power of pleasure to relax and to loosen up you, the other person. Okay, just pleasure, not actual sex, just pleasure overall. Okay, so you can check out my Patreon also. You can sign up for the membership. You can cancel it anytime you feel like it. Right now, the latest thing is What Do You Bring to the Bed? It's both in English and for my fellow Romanians in Romanian. Hopefully that will also be of, the English one would be a great resource for anybody, anywhere on the planet. Okay? So, maybe I'll just do another video. What do you bring to the relationship? But not, so it is a spin-off from What You Bring to the Table, okay, from the United States. I've heard this a lot. Only there, nowhere else. However, this What You Bring to the Bed is intended as a resource, okay, a beautiful resource for intimacy. Not to keep score, not to assess if somebody's good to be your partner or not. No, none of that. Okay, that one's just for who you are in intimacy and how do you make it beautiful in the relationship. Okay, just like with this video, okay, when somebody's hurting, what do you bring to your intimate relationship and how can you make it more, well, in this case, soothing? That's it. I'll see you next time. I'll see you on Patreon, and I'll look forward to reading your comments. Who knows, maybe you guys have other ideas that I didn't bring up here. Bye.